What is going on? I'm Spencer Tillis.
I'm Trayvon Miles.
And this is the Delmarva Sports Insider. Coming up in just a bit in today's episode, the city crown was on the line as Parkside took on their rival Y-High. Trey will have his excuses about the outcome coming up in just a minute.
That's right, I will. And who doesn't love a goal? SU men with a huge conference showdown with Mary Washington. Highlights of that also coming up.
And make sure you get your chips, get some dip, maybe some soda, hot wings. I'm talking some deep couch sitting coming up tomorrow. We got a Super Bowl preview on the way. We're going to be joined by the main beat writer for the Broncos out of the Denver Post. That should be really good.
What a time, right?
Absolutely,
Absolutely, what a time. Thank you so much for joining us. Nothing is different at all. Another jam-packed episode of DSI for you today. We'll start it off with some high school basketball from today when my number 1 Dover was taking on number 2 Smyrna. What a huge game this turned into. Smyrna's Dymere Richardson starts the Eagles off with the steal. He's going to throw it up to Javier Worthy. He's going to throw it down. Talk a little trash here to Mike Douglas as well. Smyrna battled all game long. Later, Worthy driving the baseline, finds the big man, Jerry Williams, down low. Smyrna opens up a nice lead in the third. And then this guy named Jordan Allen. Have you heard of him, Spencer?
I heard of him.
Well, he got hot on the baseline. That turnaround jumper is good. Get into crunch time now, and it's Terrence Woodland getting the ball. He's going to make a sick move right here in the post with an and one to get the lead down. Also come up big on the defensive end with a block here. And here it is now with just 9 seconds left. Dover Stephen Justice finds Douglas. The three is not good, but Woodland is there, and the fadeaway is money. The shot is good at the buzzer. Dover goes on to win this game 48-47. And I tell you what, great execution by Dover in the end. Now, would you believe this? I didn't tell you this in the office. Would you believe that Coach Steph Wilson said that's exactly how they drew that play up with, I don't know. That's what he told me. He said that Justice was supposed to kick to Douglas, and if Douglas didn't get the shot off, that Woodland would hopefully get the backside rebound. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
I'll take that as an opportunity, not that he wanted the long rebound
he
to end up
He said they wanted to go to, who do you think they wanted to go to?
They wanted to go J.A.
They wanted to go to Jordan Allen. Stephen Justice they knew would be open. He's their lefty. They were opportunistic the whole game, keeping that game close, and I can't believe how clutch Woodland came in on the end there.
Oh, he was massive down the stretch in that, and that was a huge win for Dover, too. I mean, big confidence one. That last year, that team would not be able to close out. They coughed up a lot of games last year. They've matured a lot.
That shows that senior leadership they have now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a big Henlopen South matchup as well last night. That featured Milford squaring off against one of the teams that has been real hot coming in this thing, Lake Forest, and they got all they could ask for early on. The Milford Maniacs, well, they would be out in full force. Shout out to our boy Jose right there, DSI legend. But the Spartans would come out strong. Dom Griffith with the take right there, gets to the rack, hangs and hits for 2. Shortly after that, Griffith gets the steal. He finds Cam Lewis. And then check this out right here. Cam rises up and just rattles the rim with the two-handed slam. They were actually out to a quick lead, but the Bucks would come back because this guy went off. Damon Coleman came off the bench, gave his team a spark, hits a 3, spin cycle for 2 more right there. And then some of the other pieces would get going. Devin Kravitz, well, he's going to take this thing to the rack on the fast break, hangs and hits for 2 points right there. Second half belonged to who else? Henry Naismith. This guy is incredible this year. Gets in the lane, the lefty finger roll for 2, and then he puts it away after Breon Murray sets him up for another transition bucket. The up and under pretty finish for 2 more of his 17. Milford gets the win, 69-43, and that just about wraps up the Henlopen South crowd for him. Back-to-back if they can just win one more, or if they can just get one more loss out of Woodbridge. But the thing is right now, I'm starting to question this team a little bit. I mean, the thing is they're 10-5. That sounds great on paper. 10-5 sounds great. Problem is they're 9-0 in conference with a bunch of teams that have like 1 win, 2 wins total. And when you start looking at what they've done out of conference, they're 1-5 right there. You're not going to be able to see any Henlopen South teams, and other than them probably in the state tournament. So they got to prove some things. They're actually back in action later on tonight. We'll see if they can start picking some things up because – I mean, as it stands right now, I mean, the numbers look good, but the record's not as pretty as I think it would suggest.
And they got St. Mark's tonight, a team that held them to just 26 points in the playoffs last year.
So St. Mark's plays. You get like 3 possessions in the game.
They're looking to go up to Wilmington tonight and hopefully make a statement. That's what Coach Spaeth really wanted to get off. He wanted to kind of get that out-of-conference record a little bit better, like you said, than what they've been doing. All right, we had another big game going on in Maryland as North Carolina was looking to pull an upset off as they took on Queen Anne's, and the Lions are the ones that came out attacking early. Ahmad Gray finding Cassius Warren. Cass, I see you, knocking down a triple. Back come the dogs here. We saw this guy all football season. David Bailey Jr., the up and under is good. A few plays later, Wanye Pinkett go into the rack there, and North Carolina is going to take a lead. Queen Anne's not going away. Gray comes up with the steal here, and he's going to go all the way for the easy two, left hand make. But guess what? The dogs were able to close this one out. Jamion Franklin up to Pinkett. Wow, that was a bad boys hit right there.
It's a good hit in a boxing match right there.
North Carolina pulls off the upset, 58 to 52. My goodness, that feel like you hit me right there.
I'm a little
felt like you hit me
man.
right there, but can't be understated how good North Carolina has been playing, these last couple weeks. They're always talking on Twitter and saying they're getting better and stuff like that, but we wanted to see it on the court. And definitely you have to give credit to what they did against Queen Anne's. I think what I take away from this game mostly is the way Queen Anne's came out and played. They had a chance to kind of close Cambridge out with a couple more, with a matchup against them. And it just seems like they're just falling apart.
I was like, talk about two teams going in different directions right now. North Carolina couldn't win a game early in the year. They are hot right now. It's like 5 straight. Yep. Queen Anne's dropped 2 of their last 3. They were in control of the North, it felt like, 3 weeks ago. Right. All of a sudden now it looks like it's Cambridge and everybody else. So it's going to be interesting down the stretch because anybody's eating anybody right now in the North.
Got that right.
And there's also a lot of good action going down here in the Bayside South, including the City Crown was on the line as Parkside was looking to get a regular season sweep of their rivals. Hi, Trey, how do you feel about that?
I feel wonderful.
Well, the Rams did as well early on. Gary Brydell goes to the cup right there, weaving through traffic, gets the floater to drop. And then JoJo Brittingham went off. This man hits a 3 right there from the right side. Shortly after that, gets one from the left side. And I like that so much, I'm going to go ahead and hit one more. The senior had a game-high 30. The Rams were down double digits, but they would go on a run. John 2 Wise, well, he's going to find some space at the top of the arc, lets it fly, and that'll find the bottom of the net. A lot of good shooting in this game. Second half, the Tribe still pushing. Matt Lowe drives in, finds Devontae Dixon underneath, and he gets the strong finish off the glass right there. But in a game of runs, Parkside would make the last one. Raekwon Williams finds Xavier Waters, not really known for shooting, but he hits the triple right there, and then Williams finds some space in the corner, really known for his shooting, and he buries that one for 3 of his 17. Parkside comes back. They are city champs for the first time in program history, 74-64 the final. And I got to say, it is time I really give some love out to Coach Byer. Last year, I piled on this guy, and it was pretty, honestly, it was pretty fair. I mean, they had a squad last year. They didn't get it done. They came short of the expectations with it. This year's team, not much expectations on them. And they're 1 game out of first place in the South right now with the team that he has them playing great basketball right now. The first title in program history said that, as well as we got to start giving some love to Gary Brydell. I mean, this guy needs to be in consideration for Player of the Year in the South.
It's not even close when you talk about some of the best players in the conference.
He
is without question a top 5 player.
21-11 right now. The thing is, for me, he has to get at least 1 win in their final games against Pocomoke and Decatur in order to get that title. If he doesn't, he's still a lock for first team, in my opinion, and he is one of the best, younger players here in the conference.
I sent out a tweet earlier this week. I don't know if you saw it. Gary Brydell is good at everything.
He is.
He did everything on the court that Parkside could ask for him, and that's why they're city champs.
And the best part about him, quietest player, nothing gets him rattled. He's just going to keep playing his game. He's got to be a dream to coach.
Nice young man as well. All right, then one more huge game in the North. I get all the Bayside North games this week. Colonel Richardson was taking on Cambridge, and a special moment at halftime as Colonel Richardson honored all the members of the 1,000-point club.
Shout out to Dickerson.
Vikings, my man Dickerson, the Vikings were not impressed. Michael Richardson was not impressed. He drills a 3 right here, but the Colonels, they would come right back. A.J. Palmer is going to knock down the free throw jumper. CR still pushing it this time. Palmer is going to take it all the way to the basket. There's another hard foul. They're playing some big defense in the Bayside North
some bruises in the North,
for the and one. But Turner would show off the distance as well. Showing Bowens is going to knock down a 3. Team high 12 points for him, but Cambridge ended up pulling away in the second half. Dre Green finds Emery Wongus, and he finishes that easy one. Vikings get the win, 52-36.
Well, how about Washington? They were looking for an upset and getting down in Princess Anne. Hey, they're going against Pocomoke. The Warriors, well, they were the ones feeling right at home. Check out the Euro step and one finish by Jarek Johnson. He has been a huge addition for that team, coast to coast right there. Then the Jags got red hot from downtown. Devon Stevens hits a triple. Then Jordan Sterling was rocking the suburbs with 3 of his own. And then Montrez Oliver gets open in the left wing. He hits yet another one. Washington still pushing to try and get this thing right before the end of the third. Tyler Paulson, well, he finds Jordan Sterling, who glides in, beats the buzzer. Still, they would be down 12 at that point, and then Pocomoke would go ahead and put this thing away. This guy might be the player of the year. Tyrone Matthews takes his man off the dribble, gets to the rack for 2 of his 14 points. The Warriors get the win, 65-51 the final.
Laurel hosting rival Seaford on Wednesday night. Early on, it's the Blue Jays getting it going. Jaquan Darling finding Amir Fettiman-Strand underneath. Tough move. Strand gets the layup to go. Coming right back is Laurel. Eric Pilot looking like he's taking his time there. He probably made Sean Phillips a little mad right there. But that and one made Sean happy, I'm sure. Then it's Jaquan Bland. Normally he's shooting. This time he's passing to Brandon Falk. Falk finishes at 2. Laurel led by 8 in the final quarter. And then Jaquan Darling took over. He does it all for Seaford. Layup after layup. And then he would get this three-pointer to drop right here coming up. But it would be too late. He gets his three-pointer and one, but it would be too late. As you see him look up, he says, look, there's not enough time on the clock right there.
Man.
Laurel escapes with the win, 60-57.
Man, it's kind of sad watching Seaford right now. I mean, that team, if they were at full roster, they would be so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Couple great issues, and all of a sudden you're down to a couple of the players that you should have been.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
It's a frustrating season for them of what could have been. You know what I mean? When they start
But they're
the season
juniors,
off.
so they'll have a chance to get it right, come back, kill the game as seniors.
I got you.
But it's time for our first commercial break. But coming up next, we're going to take things over to Woodside, where Woodbridge was laying the wood to the Panthers.
Nice.
Alliteration aside, we'll have your highlights.
Hi, I'm Joey Choquette, and I play for Salisbury Christian School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.